Hello and welcome back to Commander's Keep. I'm your host today, Dan, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different because normally we had some boosters opening and some pre-built deck lists. I thought I would start with a wee bit of a challenge by opening up a pre-con deck and then building around it as other videos and see if we can make that deck pop. So, without further ado, the wee bit of challenge, because like I say, the only challenge, I'll obviously explain some rules regarding the challenge. I'm only going to be using cards that I own in my collection to buff up this deck. I'm not going to go out and search other cards online, make it any better, because then where's the challenge there? It could just be like, grab this online, pick this. And it gives obviously a process of how I think as well regarding deck building and everything else. So today, the first part of this, we're going to obviously reveal and do a wee box opening of said cards or pre-con. Without any further ado, we have a bit of a party. It's a party time. The Commander's Legends Dungeons and Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate Commander Party Time with Natalia de Arnes. A interesting mechanic that works on the idea of our clerics, rogues, warriors, and wizard spells in black and white. She's a 3 power for 3. You can look at the top of your library anytime. That's amazing on its own. And you can also cast the particular creature types of clerics, rogues, wizards, and warriors to the top of your library. And at the beginning of combat, if you have a full party out, they all get a +1/+1 counter and gain Death Touch. What's to not like about this? Also, this is quite a strong pre-con itself. So, what I'm going to do, we're just going to do. Going to be horrible. And I know anyone out there watching this is probably like, why is he opening it so mean? It's going to be mean. It's going to be mean and sudden. Oh no. What have I done? No one keeps the fluff for the boxes, do they? Probably think I'm a savage. Am I a savage? Savage. Alright, she's rebelling. You know what? Sorry, box. Boom. Right. Cool. So, we punch these for counters of victory confetti. Okay. And our interesting little back thing here. What we've got going on here? Oh, so this you got your own little deck box, I suppose, out of it. It's flimsy and horrible bit, but it seems like extra packaging to me. I mean, is that a full foil copy thing? Because if it isn't, it's a very terrible sticker. Anyway, that's how I actually look at what we've got going on. Oh. And everything else in the box. Nice box though. Suspend your look at the actual cards by showing you more of the box. Okay, so it comes in a wee box like that. It's black white. Oh, okay. Opened up. What do we get as our wee insert? Oh, another little cardboard insert. Very handy. We could use that for cardboard. Okay. They give us a little life total. That's interesting. We spin life total. Sorry, I'm being shot on camera. Handy. Ooh, here's our wee little booster bit. We'll save that as a wee surprise at the end. Well, what have we got? Ooh. This is our fluff promo. Possibly deck list bit. Cool. It's a big picture of her. Oh, as the box top of booster goes AWOL, we'll get that later. On this. And explanation of commando rules. Always good for a new starter. Cool. Right, let's just jump into it then. Okay, so got alternative art card and an actual commander card for our commander. So there's at least 2 copies of Arnes. That's quite interesting. I like that. So you get 2 copies. You get the one you could shine up and the other one. Let's open the smaller pack first. About wee inkling token. Because there's a vampire in this, I think, that makes inklings that just straight up quite easy cut regarding this. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a non-tournament standard card, the solid one. That's interesting. Let's see, you can tell when I've made commander decks, I've never really bought any precons, so news for me. Oh, explanations of initiative, handy stuff. Shapeshifter tokens. core warrior tokens. And just regular warrior tokens that flip in Inklings. What else do you flip in now? Treasures, that's handy. So tokens and our non-standard card box toppy commander bit that you keep rather than, I don't know, maybe you would run that as the commander just because it's kind of cool. It's a bit weighted actually. It's solid. It's not card. Interesting. Right, let's go. Already thinking bits ahead of my time myself with certain cards that are already in this deck list that I would remove myself, and I know I have other replacements for. Sure, I could put Banalish Marshall in there, but that's a worry about. That's the second video regarding this. I gotta get past through this actual video. And as I did before, when I have a more complete deck list of my alterations, I shall be putting the stuff on Moxfield, but I will point it out in the actual video in question that's happening with. So, back to the now. The Deep Known Terramancer. Miscellaneous in a white, 2/2 flash, mold earth. Whenever one or more lands in its battlefield on an opponent's control without being played, you may search your library for a plains card put in the battlefield. Do this only once per turn. See, that's a cool ability. However, I do think I have a card that can instantly replace that. It is also not a wizard. I think it's a cleric, but you know, we'll sort that out. The Harper Recruiter. This is definitely a keeper. It's a 3 miscellaneous or a 3/1. When it attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a cleric, rogue, or warrior card and or wizard. From amongst them, put those cards in your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. So swing, you get benefit of what the actual command is going on with. It's exactly what we want. Seasoned Dungeoneer, which is a 4-drop, 3/4 warrior. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Where is our initiative token? Whenever one or more creatures a player controls deals combat damage to you, that player takes initiative. Whenever you take initiative at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into the Undercity. If you're in a dungeon, advance to the next dungeon room. If not, carry on. So it's enter a dungeon. Dungeon command mechanic. Kind of cool. But, you know, it's pretty good. So whenever it attacking cleric, rogue, wizard, or gains protection from creatures until end of turn. And it explores. Come on. Protection for creatures, can't argue with that. Wouldn't remove that. He is on the fence already. I'm looking at Deep Known Terramancer and going, nah. Stick Together, a nice little interesting board wipe, which is 3 miscellaneous double white. Each player chooses a party from amongst the creatures they control, sacrifice the rest. To choose a party, choose up to 1 of each cleric, rogue, wizard, and warrior. So yeah, one-sided board wipes. Unless your opponents have this. And this is a lovely piece of kit. The Black Market Connections, 3 miscellaneous, well, 2 miscellaneous and a black. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. Sell contraband, create a treasure token, lose life. Buy information, draw a card, you lose 2 life. Hire a mercenary, create a 3/2 shapeshifter token with changeling, you lose 3 life. So yeah, really good card. Definitely keepable. See where I'm at. This guy is the only one I'm considering removing. Possibly this guy. I mean, he gives you some degree of unearth and usefulness. A Solemn Doom Guide, 3 miscellaneous and double black for a 4/5 flyer. Each creature card in your graveyard that's a cleric, warrior, wizard, or cleric, warrior, rogue, or wizard has an earth for 2, which are miscellaneous and a black. So basically, return it to play, swing for a bit, and at the end of the turn, you exile it. So that's okay. I mean, he's still okay because he's a 4/5 flyer. I'm still possibly going with keeping that. His piece of the kit is multi-class Baldric. Basically, creature has lifelink if you control all of your party, and has flying as well. And haste. As long as you have a full party, you can prevent all damage dealt to it. It's pretty solid. Iona Priest, Archpriest of Iona. Gets power equal to another creature in your party at the beginning of your combat. If you have a full party, target creature gets a +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. Austere Command, nice to be global. Bygone Bishop, whenever you cast a creature spell with 3 or less, investigate. I'd cut that personally. A Duskin Dawn. The 8.5 half tails. Fox Cleric for 2 white. Target pound you control gains protection for white till end of turn. for miscellaneous and white, and you pay a 1, and target spell or permanent becomes white until end turn. That's okay. Still 2 for 2. Yeah, it's reasonable enough. The frontline medic, yeah, I keep that as well. 3 miscellaneous, so 2 miscellaneous and a white for a 3/3 battalion. When this and 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control gain indestructible till end of turn, and you can sacrifice it and target spell with X in its mana cost, and its controller counter it unless they pay 3. So white removal and counter is quite funny there. Okay, so a Gale Powder Mage, which is 4-drop for a 3/3 flyer. Whenever this attacks, exile another target creature, return that creature to the battlefield under its controller, owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So you're a little bit of flicker effects, so possibly keep in because there's some ETB effects in this. Pretty solid. Glorious Protector, and it's a 3/4 flying Angel Cleric for 4, 2 miscellaneous double white flash flying. Enters the battlefield, you may exile any number of non-creature injured creatures you control until this leaves the battlefield, and you can foretell it for 3, so you can put in your hand and, you know, basically play it for cheaper if you foretelled it. But, yeah, it's okay. Still on the fence with that one. Giselle Goldmane, 2 miscellaneous and double white for a 4/4 first strike. Attacking creature, it has a 3 miscellaneous and double white. Attacking creatures you control get an X, plus X, plus X, plus X. Until end of turn, X is the number of attacking creatures. It's okay. Magus the Balance, pretty reasonable. Miscellaneous and a white. And you can pay 5, you sacrifice it. Each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who has the fewest. Then sacrifice the rest. And then discards and sacrifice creatures the same way. So that's pretty cool. Still keep a Machias. Yep, he's a nice wee enabler. A Mirror Entity. It's a wee changeling for 2 miscellaneous and a white. 1/1. Changing, and at the end of turn, creatures you control have base power and toughness XX and gain all creature types if you pay X on it. So yeah, that's definitely a shape. He counts as everything, so he's definitely capable. There seems to be a thing in this deck that everything seems to be 3-drops or whatnot. So yeah, I don't know about this one. Order of the White Clay, miscellaneous double white for 1/4, and it has a miscellaneous and double white to untap him. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's a possibly unknown one as well. A Selfless Spirit, it's miscellaneous and white for 2/1. Sacrifice it, creatures you control gain indestructible to end turns. Reasonable enough. A Savani's of Recollection, 2 miscellaneous and a white for sorcery. Return target permanent with mana cost 3 or less from your battlefield to the graveyard. If the spell from your cast from your graveyard, you get two new copies because, like I say, it's got flashback as well. It seems very heavily itself for 3-drops, so I don't know. It's still on the fence. Solemn Recruit, it's miscellaneous double white, and it's 2/2 for double strike as revolt at the beginning of your end step. If a permanent you control left the battlefield, obviously there's a flicker enabler. This battlefield put a +1/+1 counter on this. So yeah. So in the end step, since something's flickered back and forth, this gets bigger. Squad Commander. Its battlefield for 4-drop for 3/3. Its battlefield, create a 1/1 core warrior token for each creature in your party. So you have one of them. And at the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control have +1/+0 and have an indestructible to end the turn. That's pretty decent. Unbreakable Formation. Quite sort of instant interact. See, the Bloodsoaked Champion, though he is a warrior 2/1, I don't know. I'm kind of always in the fence on cards like this because they're a bit. They can't block, do something else. Could be better. It's alright. Defo Cut. This guy. Bloodkeep, Butcher, Malakia, maybe a 7-drop 5/4. When this or another creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices the creature. Yeah, it might be a Vampire Warrior, but it's way too expensive for 7. Might be a flying 5/4, but it does something. So that's a Defo Apostle Cut. I mean, I might keep the Bloodsoaked Champion using the possibility land. It seems very heavily to try and make things go 3-drops. I'm not entirely agreeing with that one. There's another weird one. Calculating Lich, which is a 6-drop for a 5/5. Menace, whenever a creature attacks one or more of your opponents, that player loses 1 life. Of course, if you have more than one creature, that might build up, but for a 5/5 for 6, Menace, yeah, it's a wizard. Still a maybe. The Dire Fleet Ravager, it's 3 miscellaneous double black for a 4/4 Menace Death Touch. Pirate Wizard. When this enters the battlefield, each player loses 1/3 of their life rounded up. That's keepable because it comes back and you can flicker it back and then cause a lot of issues. Gonte, Lord of Luxury. Can't really argue with him. It's 4-drop for a 2/3 rogue. We'll get to steal something from someone's graveyard. Or library, actually, is better. The Grim Hapukus, the 2 miscellaneous, and a black for a 3/2. Morpher, yeah, I'm still a bit like whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you draw a card. Yeah, its morph ability is crap, but otherwise you possibly keep it in for whenever a non-token creature you control dies. So it's still keepable for card draw. A Grim Hireling, just a great way to make yourself treasures. Strike Leader, makes little bodies. It's a pretty reasonable warrior. Still a bit like, yeah, it's okay. Mindblade Render. It's a miscellaneous and a black for 1/3. Whenever an opponent are dealt combat damage, if any of that damage is dealt by a warrior, you may draw a card and lose a life. It's pretty reasonable. Gotta love that card draw. And Night's Hawk Scavenger, miscellaneous double black for plus black. It's basically Vampire Nighthawk, but on steroids. Really good card. Pontiff of Blight, yeah, basically making people extorting our stuff. Can't really argue with that. The Puppeteer Clique, great bit of piece. It's a big piece. It's the steal things from creatures' graveyards persist. Therefore keep. And this is what I was on about with the Inkling tokens. The Felissa Fang of Silverquill, 2 miscellaneous and a black-white for a 3/2 with Mentor. It's flying 3/2 Mentor. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, it has counters on it. You create taps X white Inkling tokens. Nah, it's a bit meh. Maybe if it had like, I don't know, something like Menace or something else, or Death Touch, it might be completely reasonable. But 4-drop for a 3/2 flare, it's still too easy to get popped. And that other ability is a bit pants unless you have any counters. Which, to be fair, I don't see that many counters turning up. There's some. Well, obviously, we're not going to run everything. Take that out. Another one at instant takeout, I'd say myself, is a Firgi's Retribution, a miscellaneous double white and a black. And it's a saga. And it's saga part 1 is you create an angel token of vigilance for 4. Its number 2 is until end of turn, angels you control gain the ability to tap it, destroy target creature power less than its power. And number 3, angels you control gain double strike to 1 turn. It's a saga enchantment that is definitely removable enough to something like, I don't know, just something a lot better. Card draw, treasure token creation, anything. That is just a one boring saga. High Priest of Penance. I don't know, I don't like this one. It's a miscellaneous, it's a black and a white, and it's a 1/1. Whenever it's dealt damage, you may destroy target non-land permanent. It's a 1/1, it's going to get dealt damage, it's going to go plop. It's a one and done scenario, so I'm going no with that. A lovely little piece of equipment we're not going to cut. A Mask Wood of the Nexus for miscellaneous, and creatures you control are every type. And the same is true for creature spells you control and creatures you own that aren't on the battlefield. So everything in the deck is now that. And then you can make changeling tokens for 3 tapping it. So that's a definite keep. Probably not going to mess much with the land base. I'll probably take quite a lot of the basics out because I have an absolute certainty there's too many basics. Too many lands. So is a Castle Lockwing, keep in. Motor Vault, possibly. Yeah, I mean, I've probably got other attack lands that might be better. Anyway, a Shambling Vent, definitely an attack land, keep that. Temple Silence, yeah. Vault the Archangel. War Room is a keepable one. A Windbreast Heights, I don't know. Possibly not. Arcane Signet's a default keep. Sorry, that's not a keep, huh? Command Tower, yeah. Oh, another one of these flyers. An Aven Mind Sensor. 2 miscellaneous and a white for flying wizard flash. If an opponent would search the library, they search the top 4 cards of the library instead. I mean, it's reasonable enough to keep. I'd probably keep that. The Crib Swap, which is 2 miscellaneous and a white. Changeling. In Tribal Instant, this is every card type. Exile target creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 shapeshifter token instead. That's pretty reasonable. Keep that. And the Irregular Cohort. 2 miscellaneous and a double white for a shape-shifting changeling 2/2. Enters the battlefield, create an extra 2/2 shapelifter. It's a 4 for 2/2. It's meh. I'm on the fence with that one. I'd say that's a takeout one. A Mage's Attendant, which is a 2 miscellaneous and a white, so a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 wizard token with a 1 ability. Sacrifice it. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller plays 1. Nah, I'll cut that. Mother of Runes. Yeah, full defo keepo. Will like to have protection. A Priest of the Ancient Lore. He is a bit punk actually. For a 3-drop for a 2/1. Enters the battlefield, you gain a life and draw a card. Yeah, that's a cut. A Rumor Gatherer. Miscellaneous in a double white. It has a 2/1 alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, square one. If this is the second time this ability is resolved, draw a card instead. I don't know, I'd cut her. A Valiant Changeling, which was a 7-drop. 7-drop! 5 miscellaneous and a double white for a 3/3. The spell costs 1 less for each creature amongst the creatures you control. The effect can reduce, obviously, by 5 or less. It's Changeling double strike for. Nah, it's too expensive. Even though if you have it for party, it's pretty reasonable, but nah. There's another one I'd obviously cut as well. Here is a Changeling Outcast, which is a black for a 1/1 Changeling. Can't block or be blocked. Nah, unless we're probably playing Voltron stuff with our commander with that. Nah. I'd still cut that because it says 1/1 that can't block. The Corpse Augur, which is 3 miscellaneous and a black. Whenever this dies, you may draw X cards, lose X wife, or X is the number of creature cards in target player's library. I mean, I'm kind of still on the fence with that one as well. I'd probably cut that too. A Malakir Blood Priest, a miscellaneous and a black for a 2/1. Enters the battlefield, each opponent loses life, and you gain life by X and number of creatures in your party. It's okay for reaching the party tribal, so still keep it possibly on the fence. I don't know. I'm side with possibly not. Thwart the Grave, which is a 6-drop. It costs 1 less for each creature in your party. Return target creature card and up to 1 target cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard from your graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, it's 2. It's possibly better. I mean, maybe keepable. Super Cutthroat. Yeah, whenever a creature dies other than this. Yeah, definitely. Let's pop them. It's a lovely rogue bit there. D-Spark. Can't argue with that. Signet. Okay. Skull Clamp. Yeah. Kinda. I mean, maybe. Yeah, it's possible. Soul Ring. Yep. A Talisman of Hierarchy. Okay. A Ash Barrens. That's probably in the no land. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing now. Throwing them around. Bajuka Bog Keepo. A Mortuary Mire. Don't like tap land unless it does something. It's better if you put target creature card from your graveyard into your library. Nah, I'd probably cut that maybe. A Myriad Landscape. I don't know, if you're going high on basics, then yeah, totally, but nah. Keep that Basilic. I know it's tap, but it's double mana, can't argue with that. Path of Sinistry is okay. A Snowfield Sinkhole. Nah, I'm going to go with no tap land. Boring. A Starlit Sanctum. Sacrifice a cleric, you gain life. Okay. Okay, that's keepable. Tainted Fields, okay as well. How many planes have we got? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many swamps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what have we got going here? Ooh. Why are these this way? Okay, it's a formats card for some reason. Okay. And there's our commander again. And definitely, obviously, keep that in it. And a party leader. This guy here is cool. And a folk hero. That's pretty cool, I like that. So, current cuts. We'll get into that in a second. Because, like I said, I've just made a mess. Made a big mess. Big mess. Right. How many lands do we currently have is the important bit there. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I think that's... yeah, 37 land. Obviously, straight off the bat, 37 land, easily cut a good portion of that. And also we cut shite ones as well. Which, I don't know, they're not shite, they do things. This is obviously an auto takeout, so 37, so take away a 4 is 33. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we directly remove these ones. I mean, we could obviously tar up the basics here, and we could put in more auxiliary land to do something else. I mean, you could always put, you want faster land or something else, and obviously you're thinking about fast lands and other things as well, which, yeah, like I say, I don't like tap land. You have a tap land that does something, you want it to do something like Temple of Silence. You want it to do something like that. But you don't want to have something that doesn't do anything when it turns up. Especially if it's tapped. Okay, you hide away an item. Well, hide away is okay, but I don't like my mana tapped as much. So, yeah. Therefore, remove those 4. So that would leave us at 33, but we're also going to be tarting up a land, so I don't know if we need this many basics. Especially because we don't want to be doing boring things. We want to have, like, more utility land. Stuff that does stuff, because we're doing basic land, we're not doing anything. I'd say it's a dead card, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Well, defo taking these 4 out. Whether we drop to 34, I don't know. Maybe. 34 is probably a reasonable amount. Or 33, because 37... yeah, I don't know. I'd probably run it to... I think 33 would probably be okay. Keep our curve down. Don't have anything above a 6 drop. Should be fine. Especially since we've got a few rocks anyway. Probably going to add a better 1 or 2. I mean, we've still got these rocks, they're pretty good. I don't know. I'm on the fence about Skullclamp. Skullclamp's better if we have like stuff that's more of a 1 power. And a few of the cards that I would have cut that I don't know if you need to facilitate having your stuff die as much. So, yeah, it's a good card. It's a very good card. I'm still on the fence about running it myself. I probably won that above that for Mana Vault. Something better like that. Or if we try to do a different bit of equipment and maybe put a blade in or something else that does something cooler. So, yeah, okay. I'm going to cut that. I know people would argue it's a really good card. Yeah, totally. Can't run all good cards. Got to make some cuts somewhere. And I'll see if our top cast is 6 and we take off all the 7 drops. I mean, I am still very about this card. There's better ones, but still. And yeah, we've got obviously an enchantment too. I mean, because we've got a spell shifter here, we can get away with binning some of the other fluff ones. I mean, yeah, this is okay. I like the bouncing bit, but yeah, I know. I don't know about the tails. He's cheap. He's cheap is what he is. Okay, 3 power or greater. Yeah, fair enough. 2 board wipes there. Still on the fence for him. Mostly because he's a 4/5 for 5. Pretty reasonable. Connections to defo and keep. And like that. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, definitely not including these 4 land in that. So, we'll possibly run possibly run 33 land, maybe. Yeah, 33 I think we can get away with. Or maybe 34. 33. Definitely we're not running them with the born. And we'll probably kind of cut up basic plains and swamps for more spicier land, cut it down to 2 or 3 basics. And that's probably us, but then we'll have auxiliary land that do things rather than these ones. I mean, basics, land cycling, yeah. If you run a basics, yeah, fair enough. Probably one more exciting stuff though. Okay. With that. Obviously, I'll still have to run it without any sort of changes initially, and then see where I'm at, because I do know what I want to cut so far. But how many versions of this is there? Must be this and that. I don't know where I look for them all. Cool. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. It's Commandinium and okay. And our cuts for main cards aren't land. Are Skullcramp. I know. It was a tough choice. A Malakir Blood Priest. I mean, it does facilitate burn a bet and gain life back, but meh. Corpse Augur. Changeling Antcast. A Valiant Changeling. A Rumour Gatherer. A Priest of Ancient Lore. Mage's Attendant. Irregular Cohort. High Priest of Penance. Ferjar's Retribution. Felisa the Silver Fang, or Silver Quill. Butcher Malakir. Sivani's Reclamation. Order the White Clay. Bygone Bishop. And Deep Known Terramancer. So, if you have any suggestions or any sort of likes or other sort of wizards, clerics, rogues, or warriors you need, or I definitely need to include into our next bit there. Obviously, we won't initially put them in the challenge, but it's always cool to start a discussion. If you like the mechanic, yeah, totally talk about it. Feel free to like and subscribe, and obviously the more likes and subscriptions, the more the channel can grow, and without growth, we're in stagnation and destruction. Okay. Have a good one, guys.